Okay.
So I change my approach according to the students that I'm going to face. Like if I take 2-3 classes, then I get to know them. Like I get a sense of what they are and what type of mindset they have.
Hello everyone, good day. Welcome to my podcast. Basically, this podcast is called the Teacher Leader Podcast. And as a part of this podcast, or as this is the new episode today, I'm going to start with one of our most famous teachers, and his name is Mr. Arif. So we call him as Arif sir. He basically do teaching in my center, and I think that he's now passionate about the teaching.
Yeah.
So before start the depth of this conversation, or before going to the depth of this conversation, I want to start with his introduction to you. So, sir, please tell me your name and what actually you do for living.
Okay, I'm Arif Rahman, and I have been working with this institution called TalentHut for the last almost a year.
Okay.
So yeah, I can say that I'm a teacher now. Yeah, and this is what I do for living now.
Okay, great. So, how long have you been teaching?
As I said earlier, that it's been almost a year. So yeah.
Almost a year.
Yes.
Okay, that means you were new to this career.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Before that, what actually you used to do?
I used to be jobless, and this is my first job actually.
This was also your first job?
Yes, this was also my first job.
Okay, then we may have some ideas from you that how is the first job?
Yes, sure.
And what is the challenges that you faced when you start your doing job here, or any places that the people always face? Let's talk more about these things. And
yes.
I want to also know your philosophy
Sure.
of life and your thinking, your motto, and how do you think about the people. Okay, great. In the meantime, who are basically watching our podcast and listening to us, I cordially requesting you to please, if you watch this from YouTube channel, you please do subscribe, and watch this from our Facebook page, please feel free to just give a comment and like the page.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go more deep point in the teaching.
Sure.
How was your day when you have started your teaching fast in this center?
Oh, that was a nightmare, really, because that was my first job, and I did not know how to speak in front of people. That's what I always say to you. So today I don't want to bore you anymore. Yes, that was really terrible experience for me, because I have this fear called glossophobia, but now I am getting rid of it as I started going depth into the teaching.
Okay.
So yeah, that was really terrible.
Okay. What was your expectation before coming here, and what the reality that you faced after coming here? Can you differentiate between the both?
Yes, I can. So my expectation was that I would get teachers who would be able to mentor me. So luckily I got you, and my expectation was fulfilled, and I'm happy to have you here. So actually what I would say that you really supported me all the way until now. So I'm really grateful to you, and I did not believe in myself. I thought that okay, I may be fired one day because I'm not that qualified, so to say. But you really mentored me all the way down here. So yeah, I did not believe in myself, so you believed in me, so I believed in your belief in me, and yeah, now I am here. Yes.
Okay. The life as a professional teacher, the life as a jobless person.
Yeah.
So how can you measure both?
Oh, when I was sitting idle at home, everybody in my family used to say, okay, you are good for nothing, you cannot do anything, even though you are studying well, you are academically, you are excellent, but you cannot do anything good. So that time I used to feel really unwanted, unwelcomed, even at my home. But ever since I started having this job, I think I feel now more self-reliant these days. So this life is far more better than being jobless. Yeah.
Okay. Is there any specific achievement you can mention here after doing this 1 year job experience?
Oh, achievement, I would say my experience is my biggest teacher in life. So the experiences that I got here, I would not be able to get it if I was sitting at home. So yes, now that I'm here, I gained a lot. Like I became much more matured than I used to be. So these experiences are really valuable. Yeah.
You are a teacher, but
Yeah, I can
not
say, yeah.
academic teacher.
Yeah, yeah.
You are basically teach the professional language.
Yes, yes.
Basically, you teach English.
Yeah, yeah.
What are traits, group of traits or a pair of traits that a teacher should belong to?
Oh, so I would say that no significance learning can happen unless and until you have a significance connection with your students. So when I came here, I really was unable to connect with the students. So initially it was really frustrating for me to go into the class and articulate myself. But then I started in learning about the teaching, and then I really found out that okay, maybe the connection is the thing that I need to adopt in life. So then I started connecting with these students on a human level, like trying to understand their psychology and just trying to relate with them. And
Okay.
that's what I did, and so that connection really changed the way I look at this profession.
So, how do you create the bonding between you and the students in this your professional life?
Yeah, like you understand them, you try to create a connection with them, and that's what helps you to create a bond between you and your students. And that's what I did, and I think they also feel free to ask anything, and yeah, that's what they also feel.
So, after 1 year now, are you able to read their mind?
Not all the time, but yes, most of the time I think I'm able to understand what they are going through, and so I try to help them as much as I can.
Do you believe that a teacher should know how to read the mind of the students, or how to read their psychology? Is it important to teach them?
Yeah, it's important to a certain extent. Like teachers are not psychologists, so they are not always supposed to understand what the students are going through. But yes, most of the time teachers should be able to have the understanding to create a bond between him and his teachers. I mean his students. So
That's
yeah.
great. What kind of students you face inside the classroom? Are they the in a specific level, or they are the mixed category?
I would say mixed categories, because
Okay.
they come from different backgrounds and villages. So
Then your job is very challenging.
yeah, it's quite challenging sometimes.
So how do you deal them? Is there any specific criteria that you follow to deal them, or in different batches or classrooms you expose in different ways? What is your actually the strategies to deal the classroom?
Okay, so when I came here, I think I started developing a belief system that I should be able to have the courage to be like water, like always flexible and always adaptable.
Okay.
So I changed my approach according to the students that I'm going to face. Like if I take 2-3 classes, then I get to know them. Like I get a sense of what they are and what type of mindset they have. So according to that, I change my approach.
So
yeah.
in this aspect, what will you say? Teaching job is a dynamic or a static?
Of course it is dynamic. Yeah.
Dynamic.
Yeah.
Okay. Apart from teaching to your subjective matter, what else you teach to the students? Anything else that like guideline or help them to build up their personality or something like this? Do you ever share with them?
Yeah, I talk about self-love. I talk about positivity, and just self-care and love, forgiveness, kindness. So I talk about a lot of things. Yeah.
Great. Do you think teacher is a leader?
Yes, a teacher can be a great leader.
How?
A teacher is actually a leader because he leads classes.
Okay.
So somehow he becomes a leader.
And what are those obstacles that you face while you teach, like making relationship with the students?
Initially, as I said earlier, that I had a problem, like not being able to connect with the students was the biggest impediment that I had. But now that I have improved my communication skills, and I also meditate from time to time, so meditation also helps me to relax and calm down. So that improved, that changed my vibrations. So when my vibes change, people feel free to come and share their problems. So yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. So you do meditate, right? Meditation.
Yeah.
And meditation sometimes help us to relieve from our stresses.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. How long do you do this? How long have you been doing this?
It's been more than a year.
More than a year.
Yeah.
That means almost before coming here, you have started this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And what will you suggest to all the teachers who are watching this video about the meditation and stress management?
I would say they need to focus on their breathing. Like breathing is the only thing that stays with you from your birth until you die, right?
Okay.
So you need to focus on your breath, and whenever you feel stressed or nervous, that time you need to just pause for a moment and relax, and then focus on your breath. Just 1 or 2 minutes, that should be enough. Yeah.
And it should be learned, or it will come automatically?
If you look within, it should come automatically. But with breathing, you can do some affirmations, like positive self-talk. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. And I have got a lot of information from you about the teaching, though I have a long teaching experience, but you know that it depends on man to man. It varies from man to man. Everyone has a different personality, different aspects, and different way of thinking, right? Okay, let's talk more about your personal life. What actually you do in your free time? Do you have any free time activity or hobby would you like to do, or would you like to pass?
Oh, I'm an avid reader. I love reading books, especially I read spiritual books, and
that's great.
So that's what I do. And what else do I do? Okay, I think I watch a lot of movies. Hollywood movies.
What genres do you like to read? Spiritual, okay. So can you tell us how our profession can be connected with our spiritual things? How it can be connected, and how it can influence our profession, help our profession to do better?
Okay, so I'm telling you from my own experience. So ever since I started becoming much more inclined towards spirituality, it really improved and enhanced my ability to be a good teacher. And
that's great.
Yeah, so spirituality can be a stepping stone for you to thrive in the field, in any field, not just in teaching profession.
Then do you like to study or read only or follow only on your religion, or you also read the other religions things too?
I try to study all the religions as much as I can. Because if I am studying and reading only my religion, then I'm putting myself into a box. So I have never wanted to be limited to a box. I wanted to think out of the box, and I wanted to push the boundary. And so that's what I'm doing now, and I love reading religious books. Yeah.
Okay, what's your next plan? Actually, what you want to be? You want to be a teacher, or you want to be something like else?
Okay, now that I am studying business management, so I want to thrive in academics. Also, I want to thrive in the field of business. I want to work in management positions. I wanted to be, I don't know, like a senior executive where I can, work with teams. I can lead teams, and and eventually I aspire to have my own business.
Okay, so is this experience like teaching? In future, do you believe that it will help you?
Of course, why not? Like this changed my perception towards life. So yes, all the experiences and the skills that I got from here would be instrumental towards giving me a happy and healthy and fulfilling and prosperous life.
So you want to say that you have a very deep sense of gratitude towards the teaching.
Of course, why not? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what is your dream? We always being chased by the dream. So what is your dream of life? What is your motto of life, basically?
Okay, I'm not actually that dream-oriented person. I like to be in the present moment, because the present moment is the only thing that we have, right?
That's right?
There is no such thing as past and future. So one day I was reading a book that is called The Power of Now. There the writer beautifully said that the past and the future has no reality of their own. They are like the moon that borrows light from the sun. So past and future actually borrow reality from the real present moment. So I try to be as present as I can be. But to answer your question, yes, I do have some visions. I wanna be a good, a successful businessman, and I want to elevate my family. Like I want to see them happy, healthy, and successful. I want to see them smiling, and that's what my dream is. Yeah.
Okay. Apart from your career, do you have any other dream that you wanna be like that person, this person? About your personality, that what kind of person you wanna be yourself?
I just wanna be myself, because yes, I believe in a philosophy that all the wisdom begins when you know yourself. Right? Knowing yourself is the beginning of all the wisdom. So I just wanna be myself. I just want to discover my potential, my inner being, and I just want to take care of my inner child, and that's what I always want. But because of the society, sometimes we are not able to express who we are and what we are.
Right.
Sometimes my being becomes a threat to my family or to the society. So maybe here in this country, most of the time youngsters or people are not really free to express themselves. So I just want to be independent, free, liberated. I'm very liberal. Yeah.
Okay, then I have the related question.
Yeah, sure.
Is it possible a person to be liberated or to be independent? Actually, we have a lot of social customs, prejudices, and we have some regional laws, and the country laws. Wherever you live, you always being just shrouded with and wrap up with the different kinds of laws and the different segments of things, which actually confined us to any box or the level. Do you think actually man can be liberal?
Not all the time, but yes, wherever you go, you have to follow some rules and regulations, and that's what we need to do. I'm not saying we do not need to follow follow any rules, but yes, but we also look at ourselves and understand ourselves. So for that, I think everybody should have the freedom to really express themselves, as long as they are not harming anyone, as long as they are not being any obstacle for the other people. They should be themselves, and they should be happily themselves, and other people also should be comfortable around them.
That's great. Okay, just last question to you.
Yeah, sure.
As you have been working with me and my team for the last 1 year, so what actually your relationship between your colleagues and the bosses here, and how do you assess them?
Okay, this has become our family. Really, they welcomed me, and their sense of camaraderie really fascinates me. They are all friendly, and like they're very lovable, and like I have created a very I'm very compulsively impulsive person by nature. So I have that sense of connection with the people around me. So now that I'm living here, staying in touch with this family for a very long time. So yeah, it's been a great association with TalentHut. Yeah,
that's great. Do you have any suggestions? We are just at the ending moment of our podcast. And if our viewers have any question, they can ask us in the comment. But yes, of course, we can deliver or we can reply your comment later. But what is your suggestion for next generation teachers? Actually, how they should be, or what the traits they should have as a teacher?
Okay, so I would not talk about certificates because everybody has certificates these days. Everybody is academically well and excellent. But I would like to talk about something that most of the people neglect. That is your sense of humor. Like sense of humor is the should be the priority of a teacher.
Okay.
Without it, you cannot really.
Do you do this in the classroom?
Yes, sometimes I crack. Sometimes I crack jokes. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what a teacher should do, and a teacher should be understanding, right? He should be collaborative. Yeah, that's what a
creates
teacher
a good
should
rapport
be.
with the students, right?
Yes.
To the students about
Yeah.
the teacher.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a nice point that I have taken from Mr. Arif, that you should have a minimum sense of humor to deal your classroom. Yes, we sometimes teach the professional people, we sometimes teach adult, we sometimes teach child, or also the adolescents. But the thing is that you have to have that kind of trait if you want to professionally deal your students, and the classroom management, it will help you. Mr. Arif, thank you very much for coming me in my podcast, and I hope that you will have a nice future ahead. And I really appreciate your work. I really appreciate your philosophy of your life. You are quite good person.
Thank you.
And I hope until your death, you will be like this.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. Yeah.
And thank you very much, my dear viewers who are watching this podcast. Please share this podcast with your friends so that particularly who are the teachers, they can get some ideas from my podcast. And Mr. Arif also mentioned few things that you should note it down, and it will help you in your professional career. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good time.